everything at the same time. We are live.
Live.
Yay. Booyah.
Who's here?
But
Jackson,
I'm
me,
Zach
and you.
Sunshine. And yeah, that's it so far. I don't know who else is doing what, but yeah, Zach's son was looking for Hot Mess earlier, but I didn't see her anywhere.
Maybe she is here, but just hiding.
Everybody else did like a short stream tonight. Hi, I'm Zach's son. You're it so far. And not too many people in anybody's houses tonight, so I don't know what's going on. Oh,
Hey, Martin.
hi, Martin. How you doing? Well, I went to Tecton today, and I took the Vanquish, and man, I'm so used to that Xterra. The Vanquish actually felt clunky and heavy.
Yeah, I believe
Hi,
it.
bud. Jim, how you
Hey,
doing?
Jim. Hey, Bud
So-
Files. Hi,
Martin.
Marty.
Hey, how you doing? Um, so what I'm thinking, since I don't know when they're going to come out with a small coil for the Xterra, I was looking at the Simplex with the small coil, the light. You can get it for $180 in some place. Then I saw some really bad reviews on it, which
Really?
surprised me. Yeah, well, apparently they've dumbed it down to where if you put on a smaller coil, you lose a lot of depth. The original Simplex didn't seem to do that, but I think it was on Pay Street Super Freak. One guy was talking. He bought the light because he already has a Quest X5, which is like the cheapest Quest they make, and something else. And he goes, "I get more depth out of the X5." Hi, Marlon. Than I do. He goes, "I got rid of the Simplex Ultra." He goes, I had no depth to it.
It's
Chinese
great.
detectors did that. So now I'm kind of wondering.
What's up, Marlon? I know why
Hey,
she
Marlon.
thinks Alabama's here.
Hi, Great Lakes. How many people we got now? So 11. But I'm still thinking of picking up because it's got the small coil like I want. And, yeah, I know, Marlon, but I don't want to pay $200 for a stinking coil when the Xterra 8x5 comes out. It should be less than half that price. And it's just nice. I'm Zach's son.
Yeah.
But especially I would end up buying a 6-inch coil, then they would come out with the small one, the V8X for the Xterra, and I'd be pissed. I'm doing a course, Mark. School sucks. Yeah. Why She Digs, Alabama. Hello. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
But, let me close this.
James here.
Keep digging. Hello. It was weird though. I went out today and I dig up a lot of bullets and shell casings down there at the rec area, but I got a 30 caliber pellet from an air rifle today.
Here we go.
That's the most I ever done.
Hey,
That was
keep
cool.
digging.
So, it's like the other day I got a yellow vest to wear down there. If I happen to forget and go down there during hunting season, they can see me, make it an easier target for.
I like wearing camo, face painted black with a fake rack because I can see how close they can get.
You got to remember, I'm in Tennessee. I'm kind of figured there's some pretty good shots around here. So,
Great Lakes.
dig a BB net, yeah. Well, I was really surprised. I dig up the 17s and the 22s all the time, but when I pulled this one, I thought, oh, 30 caliber pellet. Cool. What I didn't know is they make a pellet rifle 72 caliber now. AEA company makes one. You can take down a bull elephant with the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's an 11-pound air rifle.
Oh.
Huh?
Your blunderbuss. Where's that at?
It's down in the garage. I'm working on it. Once
Oh,
I get
cool.
it finished, I'm doing videos of going through the whole process. Jim Duncan, hello. So that
Hey, Jim.
will come up.
That's gonna be a cool video.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait till you fire one off, man. Hey, Jason.
Hey Jason, you make your own BBs. Okay. So do rabbits, Jason. That's true. Well, one of these days, I got an air rifle packed the way I haven't been packed since I moved here. I need to get that out. Need some seals in it, though. It's a 45 caliber. It puts out more power than a 45 government auto. So,
Wow.
love that thing. Bacon, bears. Where's the tacos and the pizzas, Jason? What's going on?
Jason, you put celery on your sandwiches?
Is that celery or a green glow stick? You never know with Jason.
It's celery.
Well, if that's true, then he puts looks like bear and fox poop on it too. But I'm not.
Oh, that's romaine lettuce. My bad. It looks like celery. No, Marty, I don't watch them.
9mm tracer pellets, huh? Don't ask what kind of meat. Oh, are you talking about the jail mystery meat? I've only read about that, but oh, you can't buy handguns now from Canada. Huh? Jeez. Well, see, that's why I'm switching over. In this state and a lot of states, black powder is not considered a weapon, so they don't even look at it or register it here. Same with air rifles. You can have anything you want. I mean, it's so bad over in the UK. They're limited to like 500 feet per second out of an air rifle and all kinds of stuff. Alicia, how you doing? You won something from somebody earlier, and I'm Zach's son was trying to get hold of you, Alicia, to let you know that you won. So, Bigfoot meat. Nah, stuff like eating horse, a little stringy, greasy, but it's okay. And if that wasn't a Bigfoot, it was some hairy homeless guys. Rob.
Hey, Rob.
I felt thunder. Mr. Rob.
Oh, you're early, Rob.
Yeah. I think he might want to get away. And I can understand that. Yep, that's Marty. That's why I like black powder and air rifles. No paperwork, no nothing. Just buy it, take it home, and use it.
Yep.
And Menard is already coming up.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Mr. Bill. Hi, Mr. Mark.
Has your day gotten better?
Today was quiet, Bill.
Oh, good.
Let me turn off the other.
Mark Miller.
Hey, Mark.
All righty, folks, let's get some lights going here. We got 18 people here with 12 likes.
You heard the man.
All right.
Hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't care. The algorithm's the same
Good
either way.
evening, Mr. Marlin. Good evening, Asylum. Hey, guys and gals, there we go. Good evening, Miss Why She
Mark.
Digs.
Marlon,
Mr.
there's all
Martin's
kinds
Mike.
of muzzleloaders out there.
All right, there we go. We got 18 and 18 now, Bill. We're good to go.
Thank you all, people. Thank you. If Marlon says he needs a nice muzzle loader, there's some really good ones out there. You can buy a kit and finish it off yourself, Marlon, and just buy one ready to go.
All right, I don't know who. Is Miss Why She Digs Laurie?
Hi, Maria.
Can't remember her name. Is that Loretta?
Hello, Alice Wonderland, which is Maria.
Hi, Alice.
Hot mess. I can't remember what happened to you. I know your leg is hurting. I'm listening to you things.
Tore a
Painful
calf
work
muscle.
tonight. I can't get into orthopedic.
She tore her
When I was trying to get blood pressure medicine, make an appointment. I stopped. I went to like 3-4 different doctor's offices. Oh, well, we can get you in October. No, October's not going to work for me.
Yeah. Well, that's like
Mark,
Rob.
you look different without a bandana, buddy.
Yeah,
We could go-
I'm tired of wearing.
A week ago, I
I'm
went to
liking it,
pain
man.
management.
I'm liking the natural look here.
Well,
Rob, a week ago,
I was telling Bill this is going to be my last live show for a while.
You all right?
Yeah, I just need to take a break.
Well, apparently that's what Tripwire did with Marlon. I guess he's taking a break. So
Yeah, I was telling Bill, no more uploading for me for a while, no more live shows for a while. This will be it.
I'm
Well-
Zaxxon says that's not really Rob. I haven't seen coffee or peanut butter for over a minute.
yeah, Martin, I got one 3 weeks ago, Martin, and it has done wonders for me, buddy.
Ooh, Jason.
Damn, Jason, that's the kind of stuff we need on Saturday nights, buddy, on Charlie's
Yeah.
show.
Randy, hello. Matt, hello.
Hey, man.
But yeah, went to pain management and I was supposed to get x-rays. So standing order was supposed to be where I go get my x-rays.
Stop.
Rob, and I get in there and I go up and I tell them what I'm there for. And they go, we don't have any orders for your x-rays. I go, what? Yeah, no orders. So they looked for them. Then they called. We can't call through to the office. I spent an hour trying to get through the pain management clinic to get hold of somebody to fix it. It's like,
Well, that was worse than me, Bill. I showed up at the spine specialist office in Tampa. They have 2 offices. They have one in Newport Richie here, where I'm close to, and then they have one in Tampa, which isn't bad because it's close to some of the old neighborhoods that Troy Dalton and I hunt and have some permissions. So they said, well, we can get you into Tampa for the spine shot, for the cortisone shot early, and first. I said, okay, let's go there. So I show up, and they said, get there a half hour early to do all your paperwork. So it's a whole sheath of paperwork. So I'm like plowing through my paperwork, and I'm just getting it done, and this lady walks in, and they hand her the paperwork, and she's like not even halfway through it. She's been there like 10 minutes, and they call her back, and I'm like, okay, she's been here 10 minutes. She hasn't even got the paperwork done, and they call her back. I've been here 40 minutes, and they don't call me. And like another 10 minutes goes by, and this lady comes out with the full lead gown on that I can tell she's been doing x-rays, and she goes, and she sits down next to me, and I'm like, okay, it's not good when the staff comes in and sits down next to you. Okay, that's just never a good sign. And she goes,
Yeah.
Mr. Clark, and I go, yeah. And she goes, we'd like to apologize. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. We don't have your order for today's shot in our system. And I go, ma'am, they called me yesterday to confirm this appointment. And I said, and they also sent me an email. So how can you not have it when I get called and I get an email? Oh, we have your appointment. We just don't have the orders authorizing the shot. How can you have one without the other? She goes, well, the doctor, Newport Richie, their system was down, and they never hand loaded all the stuff in the computer that they needed to put in. So
Oh,
she goes, well, we'll get
jeez.
this straightened out. So she finally come back to me and said, we weren't getting anywhere. So we literally called the Newport Richie office and got a hold of somebody, and we stayed on the phone with them until they manually inputted all the information we needed to get this straightened out. And she says, and then when I went back and saw the doctor who was doing the shot, I was pretty amazed. He walked up to me and shook my hand and said, I want to apologize on behalf of myself and the entire staff for this screw up today. And it's been a long time since I've ever had a doctor apologize to me for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Blackbird.
Wow. Hi, Blackbird. Hi, Expressions.
Yep.
That's
but,
really good.
But why she digs is right. We will miss you, Mark. It'll be quieter here.
Well, I'll still
Yeah.
be around, like commenting in people's chats, but not posting or uploading anymore for a
Denise
while.
in the other room, Mark. Denise in the other room, Mark, going, all the plants will die. You can't leave. I know, Shannon. Isn't growing older just grand? I know, Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my buddy Steve were joking. He went with the trivia of this, and we were in the front of Denise's car, and we were both joking. We need those seats in the front seat to pivot, so they'll pivot with us as we get out of the car.
Yep.
Good evening, Mr. Randy. Good evening, Expressions of the Outdoors.
20 in the house. Thank you.
Blackbird.
Okay, question. Does anybody in chat have a Simplex light? And if you do, what do you think of it? I'd like to know. So I've read good and bad on it. Guess nobody.
Yeah, I guess not.
I'm hearing good things about the new Simplex Ultra, though.
Yeah, well, it's the same machine, but the light comes out with the small coil, which is what I want for
Why
detecting.
wouldn't that work for all three machines?
Oh, it does, but the thing is,
Oh, okay.
apparently they dumbed down the machine. The original Simplex, when people put smaller coils on it, it did not affect the depth. Apparently, the smaller coil affects the depth a lot. Now,
Good evening, Dennis. Good evening, Tom.
Okay, see, the BT has the 12-inch coil. The light has a 9.5 by 6.5, I believe it is. Long, narrow coil, which is what I'm looking for. Hi, Tom Riley.
Alicia says she's got the OG Simplex, the original Simplex OG. That's hilarious.
Because I was reading up on them. Basically, the control unit's the same on all three of them. Just you get more upgrades. Like on the Ultra, you got the carbon fiber shaft. The light, it's aluminum and plastic. Stuff like that.
You know, I was talking to that. Our guest speaker last month at our metal detecting club meeting was Phil Myers, and he brought in the Simplex, and he brought in the new Manicore, and he was talking about both of them. And they had a question period. I said, is now that all these new detectors are coming out with the carbon fiber shafts, I would think that's cutting into your third-party businesses like Detect Ed and some of the other companies that specialize in these lighter weight shafts. This has got to be cutting into their business.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was asking is I saw 2 different reviews on people that got the light and said, one was on Amazon, just said the depth wasn't good. But one guy commented on Page Street Super Freaks that he bought the Simplex light, and he also owned the Quest X5, which is like $150 machine you get off Amazon. And he got more depth out of that in all fields than he did out of the Simplex light.
Wow.
With the same size coil. I thought, that's pretty crappy.
Well, you know what? I have never, ever doubted the Equinox's depth. But when Jeremy from Digging Up the Carolinas came to Clearwater Beach, not this last time where I found that 18-karat hoop earring, but the time before, a few months ago when he came, I never published that video. But when he was here, and he had what's that big heavy machine, the CTX 3030,
Yeah.
30.
the one that's got the huge back, big pack, weighs like 8 pounds. He was picking up deep bottle caps that the Knox didn't even get a whiff on. That machine, that is one deep machine.
Yeah.
All right, I have to ask Expressions this. Expressions the Outdoors at 918 said, I am not picky. I have only met one detector I didn't like. So Expressions, which one was that? Yay, Dennis. Today was my last day of physical therapy. I'm cleared to do anything. Congratulations, Dennis.
Congrats. Okay, I gotta grab some coffee.
Good
Oh,
evening,
sorry.
Backbreaking Metal Detecting.
Damn.
The SunPow MD02.
Yeah, have you heard of that one, Mark?
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, me neither. Mr. Tom Kingery, we now have both Toms, Tom Riley and Tom Kingery in the room.
Hey, Tom.
Oh,
Randy.
ruptured my calf muscle. It's a 3-inch tear.
Oh, the SunPow MD02. Yeah, I've heard of them.
When I was a young man, Alicia, when I was a young man, I tore my. Oh, thanks, honey. She said, "Wow, that was a long time ago." Man, it's getting cold in here tonight. Man, I tore my thigh muscle. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, at the time I didn't realize it. But for the pain, I kept taking aspirin. And when I finally saw a doctor, he said that's the worst thing you can do because what aspirin does is promotes blood flow to get rid of your headache. So the more aspirin you take, the more blood flow went through your tear and gave you more pain. And I was like, oh, great. So don't take aspirin.
Oh,
if,
that's
if
like
I if I if I bunch up my two thighs and make a muscle in my two thighs, my one's nice and smooth, looks like a regular muscle, and the other one's got this big like ball or knot in it where the tear was, and it healed up like that way.
I watched a guy grind up aspirin, put on a toothache one time. Big mistake.
Oh, I never heard of that. Doing that for him. Good evening, Just Be Cool. Everybody's here tonight, Bill.
Yeah,
23 in the house.
sweet.
New in box. Wow.
The only machine I can't or won't recommend to anybody is the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger. See, all this stuff is, I've only been detecting 6 years now, 6.5 years, so some of this stuff's a little before my time. So, when I started watching YouTube, well, when I started, and I don't know how long you guys have been doing this, Mark or Bill, but 6 years ago, when I was on YouTube, 90%, maybe 95% of your big channels all had AT Pros. AT Pros was the machine on YouTube 6 years ago.
Alicia, you said you found stuff that fell apart in 2 places and you only used it a week. I don't know where you got it, but they were having Chinese knockoffs of those sold. I bet that's what you got, was a Chinese knockoff.
Wow, Just Be Cool says paid $50 new in the box. Well, you can't go wrong there.
No, they're a coin hunt machine.
Thank
On
you,
sale
folks, for
in
the
Walmart.
22 likes.
Yeah, I still bet you got a Chinese knockoff. They had problems with that for a while. I got a Chinese knockoff Tracker 4 one time because I'd sold my original one. I wanted another one. The one I got was a piece of junk and I couldn't figure it out. And I sent it to Bounty Hunter. They're going, this isn't one of ours. What?
I can still use it in pieces, I suppose.
Crawl on the ground with it.
I don't know how big Eckert's Drugs was, but back in the late 70s and early 80s, our big drugstore here in Florida, well, in the Tampa Bay area, was called Eckert Drugs. And when I was 12, I took some of my lawn mowing money and I bought I think it was $39.99. I bought a little kids detector out of Eckerd Drugs for $39.99. I don't know if I ever found anything with that, but that was
Yeah.
literally 76, 77.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey,
Mr. Charlie, get up here, Mr. Charlie.
yeah, I put the link in.
I felt bad. I called Charlie at 10:20 last night and woke the guy up. I felt really bad.
Oh,
Yeah, yesterday was a bad night, Bill.
well, Rob, I got my first coin out of the wreck area today. A 1982 memorial, last year of the coppers. So I got an actual copper out.
You know, it's funny, Bill. I like finding 82 coppers. It's just something about it, like you said, knowing this is the last year they made
Yeah.
real pennies.
Yep.
Oh,
Last,
can't, guys. Just got home and I'm tired. No worries, Mr. Charlie.
no problem, Charlie. Oh. Wow, he had a long
Well,
day.
I did learn one thing, Bill. I tried Deb Melvin's apricot jam, her homemade apricot jam with peanut butter. I had it on the toast Sunday during the live stream, and I gave her a shout out, and it was absolutely phenomenal on buttered toast. Apricot jelly does not go with peanut butter,
No.
so
No.
I will stick to my grape jelly and peanut butter.
Well, I'll tell you one. You got to get it off Amazon. You got it there in the stores. Prickly pear jelly.
I've heard of prickly pear, but I've never had prickly pear.
It's made from cactuses.
Really?
And it is phenomenal. It goes with peanut butter. It goes on pancakes. You can actually put it on an omelet or use actual cactus strips you can buy. But the stuff is just awesome.
Expressions Outdoors, take care. Got to go hang out with the wife a while. What?
Hi.
What the hell do you
Thanks
want
for
to do
being
that
here.
for? Yeah, that would give him some. That would give him some sugar high there,
CZ
Jim
Kid,
Steele. Just need a couple of
John,
booze.
Finders, Danny, hey Patriot, thanks for being here.
Evening, PA. Or no, excuse me. Evening, CZ Kid John.
30 people in the house, Rob. Thank you.
Good evening,
JP.
Guidos.
Hi, Guido. Damn, everybody's in here tonight. Thank you.
PA Pod Patriot. Finders Keepers. Good evening, Finders Keepers.
Ooh, beet jelly's
JP
good too.
Wandermore. Good evening, JP.
Bill, Rob, I think I'm going to take my final bow.
Okay, thanks for
Well,
coming
Mark,
up, Mark.
we'll be
We'll be
looking
waiting
for you
for
in the chat, Marks, and
Yeah, we'll
you
do it
take
for you
care,
in
buddy.
chat. Waiting for your
Yep.
return. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, everybody, for all the well wishes and warm thank yous. And I'll see you guys when I return.
We'll be thinking of you, Mark. Make
Yep.
sure you
Yeah.
stop in and say hi Tuesday.
Yeah,
Really?
another
I
thing.
send you some beet jelly. You can't tell the difference from grape. That would be interesting, Marty, because I'm not a beets guy.
Yeah, I don't like beets either, but beet jelly is really good. That's like rhubarb.
I don't know if I've ever
My grandma used
technically
to
had rhubarb.
Rhubarb just by its as a side dish, I don't like, but my grandma
Don't
used to
they
make
make
rhubarb
a
pie.
rhubarb pie, Bill?
Yep, my grandma used to make rhubarb pie and rhubarb wine, and they're both really good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried rhubarb pie either.
It's like I'm not much of a wine drinker, but rhubarb wine and choke cherry wine I like.
Hawthorns taste like a cross between apples and roses. Well, I like apples. I've never eaten roses, so I don't know.
Uh,
Bill, I will tell you what happened at trivia tonight. We were in second place. Well, we were in second place most of the night. We dropped down to third, and it came to round 9, and Denise took the sheet up, and he was training a new guy tonight, so he was letting the new guy grade the sheets. So she came back to the table, and if we score a perfect 15, she drops it on the table. She does the hand drop. So I was like, wow, we got a perfect 15. So I did our score on the sheet, and then he started reading the answers in, and number 4 was, where was where was Danny Thomas's what's the hospital, the children's hospital he founded?
Oh, St. Jude's.
Yeah, where was St. Jude's founded? Was Nashville, Tennessee, or Memphis, Tennessee? And so, I mean, we had a 50-50 shot, and for some reason, I thought I'd remembered it being Nashville, so I wrote down Nashville, and Nice came back and said we got 15. So he was reading off the answers, and he says the answer number 4 is Memphis, and I said, well, we got that wrong. So I went up to him while he was still reading off people's scores, and I said, Ed, you gave this wrong. And the guy next to him goes, oh, I'm sorry, that was me scoring that. I got that wrong. I said, all right, well, we got 4 less points. Well, that 4 points dropped us from second to fourth. So the last round came, and we got 15, but the other 3 teams above us also all got 15. So we finished the trivia night in 4th place. So now we would have been in 2nd place if I hadn't gone up and said anything about the score, but I don't like doing that. So his bonus question was really, really easy. It was a 4-part question, but it was really easy. So he announced that for the first time in the history of him doing trivia, all 13 teams got the bonus question right. Like I say, it was an easy question.
Oh, wow.
And then all 13 teams bet all their points because everybody was sure they had it right. So the entire standings at the end of the bonus round was the exact same as the standings at the end of the 10th round. So we wound up finishing 4th by 2 points. So I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, obviously tonight, honesty was not the best policy because we lost a gift card because I went up there and was honest.
Yeah, but still.
Do you know what Ed did? He went to the manager of the restaurant and said, I had a team that would have finished 2nd. I need an extra gift card from them. And he walked over and he handed us a 3rd place gift card. And I thought that was really, I just thought that was really upstanding of the guy. He recognized that we lost our position because we were honest, and he wanted to make sure we were taken care of. And I thought that was really nice on Ed's part.
Dan at PA, Mark's just taking a break from YouTube for all he's trying to get things together. His life kind of took a bad turn a while back, had a house fire, and he's just, just trying to get back on track.
He's got a lot going on. They're living in an apartment or townhome while their house is being repaired from the fire damage. He's got some family stress right now, the same as I do. And Jim Duncan, I got a lot of hurtful comments on my last short. I mean, there were some flat out nasty comments, Jim.
I didn't see it. What short was it, Rob? What was it of?
The one with that unibit, the one that step up bit that looked like the spinning top that had the layers in it that you use for sheet metal or for electrical stuff to drill out the electrical box. I just did a short, and I knew it was some kind of drill bit, but I'm not. First off, I don't do electrical. I'll do any home repair and upgrade. I'll do tile work. I'll do plumbing. I'll do woodwork. I'll do paneling. I'll do baseboards. I don't freaking touch electric. Okay, I'm not comfortable with electric. So,
thank you, Johnny.
Like I said, I knew it was some type of drill bit. So I did a short saying, "What is this item? What is this tool?" And 9 out of 10 people, all guys, 99% were guys. Hey, that's a step down bill or a step up bit. And then some people would say that's a unibit. And so, I was getting all these nice comments, and then somebody would say, you either use that for electrical punch outs or for sheet metal. It can expand a hole in sheet metal. Well, I don't work with sheet metal. I mean, I knew it was some kind of bit, but I didn't know it was like a drill bit for panel boxes and sheet metal. So some guy went, yeah, you know what that is. You're just bullshitting us all to do a short. And if you don't know what that is, then your effing man card should have been taken away. And I was like, wow, dude, this is a YouTube short. This is a YouTube short for fun here. And there was like 3 or 4 people that had smart ass comments like that. And then the short I did on the Barbie, the hooker heel, Barbie heel, that F me pump heel.
Yeah.
Some guy left a comment and goes, I think those are your mothers. And I was like, wow, people, this is a YouTube short we're just doing for S&G here for fun. You people need to lighten up.
God.
I know.
Jesus.
John says I got to put my XP Days 2 on charge. Had to make sure I charge all the devices, including the coil, because the batteries need a full charge. Yepper.
Coffee.
Good evening, blistering barnacles. PA, I love my Knox. I have both the 600 and the 800. My 800's the original one I bought 4.5 years ago when I started hunting with Mr. Dalton. I met Dalton and he had the 600, and I started doing research. And at the time, Denise and she had a client that had a 4-bedroom log cabin on the side of a mountain up in Ellijay, Georgia. And Ellijay, Georgia was one of the hot spots for the first gold find before the California Gold Rush. Before the California Gold Rush, there was originally a smaller gold rush in Georgia in that area. And then when they hit the California one big, all the miners left Georgia. So Georgia is a very gold-rich state. So my girlfriend, Denise, had a client, a very wealthy client, that bought a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 4-story log cabin. When I say log cabin, that's not doing it justice. It's a 3-story home, but basically it's just all logs, and it's built onto the side of a mountain. And they gave us access to it whenever they were not there. They just gave us the door code. It had one of the punching, and they said, you guys can go up there and use it at any time. So Denise and I went up there on vacation once, and then my sister and her partner came down from Missouri, and they met us there, and we stayed there for several days on vacation. And then I went up there a third time by myself to go metal detect. But 24 hours after I got there, my roommate called me and said there was a plumbing break and the house was flooded. So naturally, I had to turn my ass around and drive back from Florida to deal with a flooded house. But so I wanted the Knox 800 because it had the gold settings. Because I had planned on using it in some creeks up there and seeing if I could ever find me a gold nugget. Because obviously, I'd love to gold pan sometime, and it's always been a bucket list of mine to try and find a little flake or picker. So I wanted the 800 that had the separate settings. Well, that's my original machine now. That's 4.5 years old, and it's out of warranty. So I had a 600 that was getting ready to expire out of warranty. So a guy in my club had been wanting to upgrade, but he didn't have the money. So I sold it to a guy in my club, and he still got, he still has several months of warranty on it. He loves it. And I went out and bought a brand new 600. They had a deal going through them through Minelab was running a deal where if you bought the 600, you got the 6-inch coil for free. So I wound up selling the coil for $100 because I already had one. So that took the price of my 600 down to almost what I sold the used one for. So I used the 600 in the water, and I used the 800 on land.
You see what Finders Keepers wrote? Hey, Rob, this Sunday, can the winner of the duck race get your man card?
Tell me, man, it was beautiful. Evening, Johnny Small Pepper.
No, it's like on one of my old videos. There was a bad video. I admit it. This guy said that was the worst 3 minutes, whatever it was. I'll never get that back. It was terrible filming, terrible this, terrible that. I said, gee, just think if it would have been 15 minutes of your life ruined.
I was a real smart ass to the guy that left the comment about man card. I said, well, I'm really sorry that I disappointed you when I should have my man card. I said, I think I'm just going to go take a long walk off a short pier. It's been nice talking to you, but goodbye. And I'm sure he doesn't feel bad for me, but Denise goes, why do you respond to this? I go, oh, no, we gotta outsmart ass him here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Jim says,
John, thanks for bringing that up. First off, two comments. Charlie just did a video that's only like 4.5 minutes on a return that him and Brad did. Okay? They found this gentleman's gold Mickey Mouse charm. The guy called them in July, mid July, to come find it at the beach. And Charlie and Dave went out there and they couldn't find it. They went back out there the next day and they couldn't find it. And then these people were here on vacation and they left town. 3 weeks later, Bill, 3 weeks later, Brad and Charlie were out doing the water on the beach the day hunt, and they freaking found this guy's charm 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
And they called his girlfriend, and she arranged a meeting for them without telling her boyfriend. And Brad pretended he dropped it on the ground. When the guy walked by, he goes, "Excuse me, you dropped this." And the guy didn't recognize him at first. And he opened his hand up, and Brad dropped the Mickey Mouse charm in there. And Brad's wife was filming the whole thing so they could record it. And it was just a extremely well-made return video. The guy
Yep.
was super excited. The wife was crying. And it was, so guys, if you haven't been over to Charlie's channel, it's only a 4-minute video. Go
Yeah.
check it out on Digging It Back's channel. They did a
great
phenomenal job with a ring return. And then my ring return video from last week, I had a guy tell me it was fake, Bill. And I'm like, why? He goes, because you put your machine on and the ring was right there. I'm like, because that's where she told me she thought it was. I said to the guy, buddy, you don't understand. When there's times that you're out there hunting 2 or 3 hours for something because they're not sure where it is, you were just sitting there going, man, I just wish these people knew where the ring was. This lady stayed right where she lost it. She goes, I think I dropped it right here within this 3-foot area. I turned the machine on, and literally on the first thing, I go, I wish they were all like that, partner. This isn't fake. This is just somebody who was smart enough. Yes. And somebody goes, oh, this whole thing was fake. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't drive an hour to Clearwater Beach out of my day just so I can fake a 20-second short for you, buddy. Okay.
Hi, T-Rat. Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome.
Yep, Dennis. Yep.
Or people will call you out on a video for the dumbest things. You didn't dig it live, and you go, "What?" It's
yeah, there were a couple good comments. The metal arrowhead. Somebody else thought it was a drawer, some kind of boring bit for head wounds. I thought that one was hilarious. There was a couple funny ones too. Hey, hold on.
Okay.
What are you? She's sitting over there. Are you bugging your sister? Was that Athena?
Gotta love kitties. Hi, Diana.
Come here.
Like I said, if anybody has used or gotten or knows somebody that uses the new Simplex Light with the small coil, let me know. I want to know more about it before I pull the trigger on one. Because I'm tired of waiting for Minelab to come out with a small coil for the Xterra. Of course, the minute I buy a Simplex Light, if I do, then they'll come out with it. No, Jim. It's like the Three Stooges. They already got a hole there. They just let more water in if they drilled another hole.
He says, is it safe to come in? All right.
Yeah, Dutchie, she knows. But thank you.
You all right?
I shut my door to capture this, to do this.
Well, she's in there with you now.
He's fine. Here.
Say, what happened to me to your sister?
Oh, yeah, John, I understand that. But I'm in a place where it's either go with a smaller coil or use a machete twice as much as I am now. So I just want something to get in where I don't have to do all the hacking to get to it. He uses the Equinox coil on it. PA Patriot. Those are $180 and up, depending where you buy it. But they're supposed to be coming out with a 10 and 8-inch coil for the Xterra, and it's 8 inches long and 5.5 inches wide, so it's ½ inch narrower, a little longer. but they're half the frickin' price, or less than half. Because I paid for. Well, actually, it would be the same size. Yay! Out here. Here's the 8-inch coil, the small coil. Wait a minute, wrong coil. That's the 10-inch. Here's the 8-inch coil PA on the Vanquish, and it'd be the same size coil for the Xterra. I paid $89 brand new for it. But they haven't come out with them yet. And they don't have a double D. They have a 6-inch double D for the Equinox, but like I said, that's $180 and up.
Zeus went
I've
after
been
it. Tina.
checking every day, and they still haven't come out with it yet. And you know, there's this thing about the Xterra going to beat out the Simplex. The Xterra Pro can be bought for $249 now. Now, I've never seen a MindLab product go down in price right after it was released, so that told me it's not selling too well. Yeah, I've
They've only
seen
come
that.
out with 16 machines.
Actually, I got to talk. What
They've
was
only
that,
come out
Robbie?
with
Locked up.
16 in the last year.
Yeah, I've seen that. I got to talk to Austin.
They are, Johnny. Like I say, 98% of the comments were super nice.
Because he doesn't really talk about the depth that he's getting with it. So need to ask him about that.
Here. Don't tell mommy.
No, it came out at $269.95.
Really? It's
Now
down
it's
to
dropped
$249?
down to $249. Yeah, so that tells me they're not selling as well as I thought. Well, that's like the light was supposed to be $199.95 for the Simplex, and some places dropped it to $179 because everybody's buying the top one and not the. You just bought an Xterra, Lito. Good machine. One thing is, like I was saying earlier, I'm so used to the Xterra now, it makes the Vanquish feel heavy and awkward.
Really?
Good
The
to
Xterra is
last.
lighter than the Vanquish?
Yeah. Not only lighter, ergonomically it's better. The Vanquish wasn't the most ergonomic when it came out. And I'm telling you, that's with the 8-inch coil on it. The Xterra feels lighter with a 12-inch coil. Yeah, 260, but they're coming down.
Don't tell Denise I'm feeding the dog peanut butter.
Don't know anything. Yeah, I think I got mine. Mine was 260 delivered with the. Because I got it when they first came out. I got it through Bass Pro, but I used their credit card and they knocked so much off for using that and stuff. So I got it way cheaper than it's supposed to be. But,
All right,
oh,
that's it. Go down.
$429 in Canada for the Xterra Pro, huh? Wow. Okay, Jason.
Thanks, Blistering.
For under 200. Well, I know two detectors that are good are Quest X5 or 10. You can get them off Amazon. If he's got Amazon, he can actually make payments on it. The X5 is a $150 turn on and go machine, and the X10, the only difference, the X10 gets a little deeper and has a personal setting that you can save, whereas the X5 doesn't.
Mr.
Or use
Goldpan and Captain Jocko's here.
Like you're saying, the new Simplex Light's $199.95 to $179, depending on where you can find it. But like I said, I've heard bad things about the new one being not having the depth that the original Simplex did. And somebody said, I wonder if they're doing that so that they'll like it, but they'll want to upgrade to a Legend, which could be.
Wow, Diane, if you got your 6-inch coil for only
I
$90,
know, Jason.
you got a deal on that baby.
Hi, Luterate. Yeah, that's
Hey,
what
Luterate.
gets me.
Go lay down. Go lay down, big dog. I'm gonna see what the exterior is selling for on my buddy Detector Warehouse's site.
Somebody complained about the new Simplex coils being a lot more than the old Simplex coils in cost. Wow. I don't know if that's right or not. Good night, Jamie. Thanks for stopping in.
He's just got it down $4, Bill, from $299 down to $265. Let me check Amazon.
I can't remember where it was, but somebody had it listed at $249.95.
Yeah, everything on Amazon's $269.
John said he didn't like the 6-inch coil on his Knox Iron Magnet. Huh. Of course,
Wow, I
you're in
didn't realize
Pennsylvania.
I didn't realize the Xterra went down 15 feet like the 7 and the 9 do.
Yeah. That's one reason I bought it. Waterproof. Was supposed to beat out the Simplex. Now I've got mine set up to where it works pretty good, but I really hate that, they did this when they first came out with the Vanquish too. I wanted a small coil, and it took them like a year to get the damn coil out. Unless you bought the 540 Pro Pack. You just couldn't get an extra coil at the time. I modified my Simplex with buttons and knobs and renamed it the Complex.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Jim. T-Rep is here. Good evening, T-Rep.
I thought you lived at the Complex, Jason.
T-Rep's here. Mr. Gold Painting Dutchie's here.
Yep, lots of people. We are now at 34 people watching.
Bill.
Wow. Nice.
Miss Diana's here. Vernon's here.
Wow, really, John? He's saying when he switched back to, he was at a group hunt. When he switched from the 6 to 11 inch, he started finding stuff. But he wasn't finding it with the 6-inch coil. That's kind of odd, but of course you got a lot of iron in the ground up there in Pennsylvania, don't you, John?
Wow, that's interesting, Finders Keepers. He found his Equinox 11-inch coil would outhunt the 6-inch coil in heavy trash if he lowered the sensitivity and went deeper too. That's interesting because I've never run my sensitivity all the way down to 12-15. I'm always in the 19 to 21 range.
Yeah, but he's like here, this wreck area I'm hitting was an old iron mine. And the Vanquish is actually struggling in it, whereas the Xterra is not as bad. So. Good night, Dan. PA, thanks for being here.
Who was the pervert that came up with the name Double D Coil?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have no problem saying that every time because it just puts nice visions in your head. But I guess technically that's exactly what it is. It's 2 Ds. If you look Drummond you look at Drummond Detect's logo. His logo is a double D coil. Zaxxon says, "There's the Peter Pan." Absolutely, Zaxxon. No, that the Xterra came out at $269.
Yeah.
Yeah, PA says he got his for $269. That's what I'm on Amazon. I'm on the internet right now, and it's just $269 across the board at like 6 different places. My guy's got it at $265, so that's a whopping $4 cheaper. Well, Bill, I broke down and ordered me a new pair of waterproof headphones for the Knox.
Oh, did you?
And of course, the day after I order it, I finally get a hold of Tony Eisenhower out in California, who makes the custom waterproof headphones. And a guy in my club says he thinks he also repairs them. So I sent him an email saying, "Hey, I broke my pair of MindLab waterproof headphones. I pulled the screw-in part out of the yeah, I did." So he sent me an email saying, "Yeah, Rob, I can fix those." He says, "What I will do is I will put an entire new coil or entire new wire with the new screw-in end at the end, the waterproof screw-in end." And he says, "I'll even put a longer cable than what the stock one came with, so you won't have any problem about it being too short to where you're pulling it out." He's fixing it for me for $50. So
nice.
Yeah, I mailed those off, Bill. So I will have my new ones coming in, I think tomorrow, and probably next week or the week after. I'll get my other pair back from Tony, so I'll have a backup pair.
Who's your guy there in Florida? What's the name of his shop?
Detector Warehouse. He's in Texas.
Okay. Does Pat use Myers metal detectors?
Myers is our local shop here in Tampa, and he's also a club member of ours, and he's also a member of the Tampa Club.
He's the one that sold them for $250.
Myers is?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Xterra Pro, $249.95.
Wow.
I couldn't remember. I knew it was a small shop and not a big place, but I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, he's a very small shop. Oh, yep, it says on sale, Bill, for $249. It's on sale.
Yep. There you go, Rob.
How can you argue with that?
And I tell you, everybody that's used them at the beach has loved them in that beach mode, in and out of the water. So. Yeah, pretty much, Martin. If they've got a manual ground balance, you have to reset it when you change coils. Pretty much, most companies do that. Because you can, like, if you have one that's got automatic ground balance, you can change the coil, but even though it's the same frequency, you'll lose some depth sometimes by changing the coil because the machine was actually tuned to the coil that it came with. If all it has is auto ground balance.
See, Bill, at that price, I'm sitting here thinking,
you can't go wrong, Rob. You can't go wrong. And it's local. You can hide it.
Yeah.
Cash in some silver.
If you ever don't see me on a Sunday stream, Bill, you'll know that it wasn't hidden well enough. Okay.
I know what Rob's doing tomorrow.
And you know what? I actually can go that way tomorrow, Bill, because my main job now here is to be here with Denise's dad to make sure he's okay and he doesn't fall.
Yeah.
But his old next door neighbor, Dick's coming over tomorrow, and they're going to sit down for a couple hours and have lunch and watch a movie on Netflix. And he's going to be here all afternoon with Mike. So Denise said, "Go out and have fun tomorrow."
I know what Rob's doing. And
under 200 is hard, Alicia. I get $10 off. I get $10 off my with me being sponsored by Detector Warehouse. He's got the $10 off coupon for any purchases over $100. that he offers to anybody on my channel. So
Ah,
I used my own discount code for my headphones, and boom, it immediately applied it and gave me the $10 off.
cool. No, there are some machines under $200. Like I said, the new Simplex Lite, $199.95. I found at one place for $179.95.
Oh wow, okay.
But then there's also the Quest X5 and X10. And some people go, oh, it's a Chinese detector, but it's a good Chinese detector. And John at Finders Keepers, there's a couple of videos they have come out with that the Quest 80, 60, and 80. It's out now. And if the weather's good again in the morning like it was today, I'm going to go back out detecting tomorrow.
Good evening, Miss Lisa. Blistering says I got to get some sleep. See all you people soon. Take care,
Yep.
Blistering. We'll see you Saturday night.
Oh, Tom Riley says that's where he got his Xterra from, was from Myers.
Yeah, my guy Tom was going to go through my guy, but he didn't have the Xterra Pros in yet. And it's funny because like 3 days after Tom bought his, my guy got him in, and I could have saved him a little bit of money.
That's how it usually works. That's like poor Charlie when he got the Manicore, man, and bought it from your.
That's just a nightmare story, Bill.
Oh, it is. I mean, damn. But it showed up the very next day, if I remember right, didn't it?
You see what Jason wrote? I modded my Simplex with buttons and knobs, and I renamed it the
Yeah.
Complex.
Yep.
PA, take care.
Yeah. Yeah, John, I would too. That's supposed to be one heck of a machine.
Wow, Finder says you can still hammer a 7-inch dime at sensitivity 12. Give it a shot. I was actually supposed to go to Clearwater Beach last night. I sent an email to a guy I hadn't detected with in a couple months, saying I was hoping to go to Clearwater Beach after Monday Digs last night, and obviously
Yeah, I know, Jason.
the situation. It was just a bad night, Bill, and
Oh, I know. I remember. I saw that this
it
morning. Wow.
didn't end till about 1 a.m. So
Oh,
I missed all the videos on Monday Digs. I felt really bad. All these people was in my video and leave me comments, and then I go to watch the last 4 videos of the night, and I can't watch them. So I went online today and I watched all those videos, and I made sure I left people comments. But Lisa said she got her Simplex from Phil at Myers Metal Detecting too. I bought my Nocta Pulse Dive from Phil. Finder says, Rob, my brother's been popping a decent amount of silver coins in St. Pete at inland parks. I think he's hooked. Troy just got a barber. Out of an old park in St. Pete last week. A lot of the parks in St. Pete, not everyone, but a lot of the parks in St. Pete are either in old neighborhoods or surrounded by old neighborhoods, or the ground was donated by, one of the old founders of St. Pete decades ago. So Finders, yeah, there's you can get silver in St. Pete on public property, absolutely. I am, Jason. I am so far behind on the chat. Tom says that's how my life is: a day late, $1 short. Well, as long as you're happy with it, Tom. Especially in the sand. Finders, most of our dirt here is actually sand. That's why we don't get coin balls down here too much, because we don't have real dirt. We just have loose sand. Good evening, Mr. Greg. Hello, Greg.
hi, Greg. I'll be right back, Rob.
I bought my 5x10 Coil Tech coil from Phil for my 600. Great combo. See, now I just like using the MineLab 6-inch. When I went outside of MineLab, when I had my 705 and I bought the Nell 15-inch coil from some Russian company, it wasn't a Mine Lab coil, but it was made for the Mine Lab 705. Great coil, gave me great depth, but it's like having a brick on the end of your metal detector. I think I've used it 3 times. I'm thinking about selling it. Yeah, finders. Yeah, St. Pete, and almost every street. I don't. Well, not almost, but a lot of your streets, especially in your older sections of town, have curb strips, and some of them are 5, 6, 7, 8 feet. Um, when Jeremy was down here last time digging up the Carolinas, when he got that gold class ring in that front yard that Troy got us permission, and it rang up a 1719. It bounced. I passed it up. I was in the front yard. I passed it up, and I was like, I don't feel like digging a pull tab or a zinc. And I should have known because I've gotten rings on 19s before with the Knox, but I don't know why. But for some reason that day I passed up that signal, and Jeremy came right behind me with a CTX and freaking dug that gold class ring. And that's one of my bucket list desires is to find a class ring. I've never found one, and Jeremy found that. Well, that later on that day, we were in that same neighborhood, and I was doing a side street with curb strips, and boom, I pulled out a silver Merc off the curb strip. I can't. Troy's two standing Liberty quarters, which is another coin I haven't found. So it's on my white whale coin. Troy got 2 standing Liberties stuck together out of the same hole on a curb strip in St. Pete, and then a foot away from that, he found 2 Mercury dime or 2 rosy dimes in the same hole, silver rosy dimes. So he got 4 silvers within a foot of each other off a curb strip. And I got one out of Lady's front yard. We got permission, so I got a silver dime that day, and then I got a silver ring off the curb strip. So Troy and I that day got 6 silvers that day.
Hi, Greg.
I
Hi,
tried,
Papa.
I tried, Tom. I when I go back, Tom, like last night, I sat here, Tom, and I watched my entire Monday digs, which is easy to do because it's only 14 minutes. And then I log in everybody's name for the duck race because the first Sunday, the first race Sunday is all the people that left a comment. And I was very happy to say that out of the 53 people in my premiere last night, 50 of you good folks left a comment during the stream. So this will be my biggest Monday Digs Duck Race Sunday with 50 people in it. But I missed some comments, and I sure as hell miss a lot of comments on the Sunday stream. So yeah, Tom, I enjoy going back and reading them, and then if I remember, I bring them up Sunday, especially if it's a good comment or something to do with detectors. So yeah.
Well, you're not as bad as M.A. Lyman. We always say in Mike streams, he misses 90% of the comments 100% of the time.
Good evening, Papaw.
I don't know how many times I'll get there on a Saturday night stream and go, come on up if you want to. So I'm waiting there in the back room. I go, Mike, I've been here 7-8 minutes. Hello, Mike.
Now, Lisa said I use the Simplex Plus with the SP24 coil on it. I put the SP24 coil on and I haven't come off yet. I don't know what the SP24 coil is. Is that a smaller coil?
That's a smaller coil. That's the what they call like a turbo coil. It's longer than it is wide, and that's what the light comes out with. Basically, the same coil.
Diana, a Real is way up there on my list of wants to, girl.
That's on a lot of people's way up their list in Florida, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, and they're doable here.
Yeah.
The very first Florida hunt we ever went to, where I met Tony, it's where I met Charlie. Charlie was up there with his old buddy Dave that he used to hunt with, but that was the one Dalton, Troy, and I went. Pat came, Jason and his wife, the detecting Smiths were there. That was Miss Kay was there. That I think out of the 3 Florida hunts I've been to, 6, 7, and 8, or 6, 7, 8, and 9, the 4 Florida hunts I've been to, that very first one, that Florida hunt 6, that was just a great time. And
yeah,
I found a barber dime on a walk path there was like 7 other people there, including the guy from New Age Goonies. What's his name? Dwight. Him and a couple of his crew and some other people all around there, and I popped that barber out, and it was the oldest silver that they found until Charlie's buddy Andrew came in with a half real, and that was actually the first time I'd ever seen a real coin in person. And I mean, now North Florida is a little bit older than Tampa Bay, but yeah, reals are possible here in Florida. And I still haven't found a seeded coin yet. I finally got my first barber quarter up there with Mr. Shane in Missouri when I was hunting with Shane and Iron Antler Beard. So that was a bucket list find for me. But
Yep, you're right, Marty. Foreign silver was legal coinage in the States until 1857.
yeah, Jim, that'll be cool too. Wait till you find a 1921 Chinese dollar.
Yeah, that's what they
Yep.
made me mad about back home when I was a kid, because the Chinese helped build the railroad and they worked around the mines doing laundry, and they're find them coins all over the place. Once I started metal detecting, you think I could find one again? No. Like, what the hell?
Yep, that would be awesome, Diane. I want to feel one in my hand and slowly wipe the dirt away to see it. Absolutely. You know, guys, it's fun coin roll hunting, and it is absolutely amazing when you tear one of those wrappers off and there's a shiny silver half dollar, and it's even more amazing when it turns out to be the rare Benji or Walker.
Yeah.
But as exciting as that is to find silver in a roll of half dollars, it's, to me, it's still 10 times more exciting digging in
Or
all
you-
the dirt.
Or if you
It
find
just
out,
is.
or if it's a foreign silver, or like what I found, I
Mr.
found
Jaco,
a-
have a good night from Amsterdam.
I found a 1947 not silver quarter from, I think it was Argentina. I don't remember exactly, but it had, a conquistador on it. But it was made in the U.S. in 47 on a U.S. quarter planchet for them. So it was made in our country for them.
The United States, I'm going to say the word makes some, but made in the past. The United States made coinage for a lot of countries.
Yep.
A lot of countries.
But, I found that thing metal detecting years ago, and somebody said, "You want to sell it?" I go, "No." Well, it's worth back then it was worth like $10 or $15. I don't care. I go, it's a foreign coin made on an American planchet in America. I'm not selling that. That I'm keeping. Just that's one of them things you just don't sell.
Now, I just found my first 3 pence.
Hi, Gary.
Probably shouldn't be saying this because the video is not out yet. I just found my first 3 pence foreign silver coin, World War II coin, on a 1901 permission with Kimberly, the Sunshine State Detectorist. And Bill, it rang up a 15. And the 15, I consider the 15 the worst signal on the Knox. I mean, there is nothing but trash on the Knox at 15. But I dug it because it was only 2 inches deep and we weren't getting a lot that day. And this little silver coin popped out. And I thought, when I saw the male head, I thought for sure it was a Rosie. And then I'm like, it looked like a Rosie from the front. But when I had it flipped on the back, Kimberly's like, this is foreign. And then we kept looking at it. And she says, then she checked it and she made a mistake. And she said, that's not silver. And I go, Kimberly, that's got to be silver. 43 British coin. It's got to be silver. And then I looked it up and yeah, it was, I can't remember if they were 50% silver or 92.5, but it's silver. And that's the first one of those I'd ever found. But it rang up a freaking 15 on the Knox.
Well, that's like I've discovered on the Xterra.
Evening, Barry.
Found in a week apart, I find 2 brass tokens, solid 35. Boom.
Yeah,
How you doing, Gary?
There are not a lot of things, Bill, that ring up on a Mine Lab machine at 35. There's just not a lot of things.
They got to remember that the Xterra is the 0 to 99 scale. It's not the 0 to 40.
Okay. Finder says old silver beeps low. Yes, a barber will beep lower than a Merc or a Rosie. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is, Gary. I like mine. I just wish they'd come out with the small coil for it and not take a year like they did for the Vanquish. That's what I'm waiting on.
Nope. Dalton and I were considering buying the 900 earlier this year when they first came out, and I think he's held off on that. I think he's just going to stay with his 6. I haven't gotten with him, Bill, in 7, 8, 9 weeks now. He's this heat hit him hard this year, and he's just not hunted the last 2 months.
Wow.
Martin, have a very good night.
Good night, Martin.
Gary says, I don't even remember what I got on the 1893 Barber half. It sounded amazing. Yeah, Gary, I need to take the Barber half I found coin roll hunting and put that under the machine and see what it sounds like.
That Balboa coin you that Marty got from you was. Yeah.
See that, Marty? I did not know that, Marty. That's interesting as hell. But again, Bill, there we go. There's another foreign coin minted on by the U.S. Mint.
Yeah,
usually
Gary.
rare, but I've dug a few silver colonial cufflinks. I've never done a silver cufflink. I've got a turn of the century, 1890s, 1900 gold plated cufflink, which rang up in the gold thing, but I've never found a silver cufflink yet.
Yeah.
And I haven't found a silver thimble yet, Bill. All my thimbles have been, I guess, what are they made out of? Stainless, whatever. But I've never found a silver thimble yet.
Well, it's like I found what I thought was silver cufflinks one time. I found silver cufflinks in the past, but these didn't come apart. I'm going, what the hell? You know, it's like 2 cufflinks hooked together. And somebody pointed out, they go, it's not a cufflink. He goes, remember back in the 1800s, they liked wearing capes? It was the link for holding a cape together.
Cape tie. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But cool. Somebody stole that from me. 47 Panama. Yep, Marty. That's
Yep, Lisa, I've already got my new machine for 2023. I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait for 2024 before I get a new machine too.
It's around here somewhere in a jar with my other oddball foreign coins.
Yeah, and see what's interesting that John's saying is that all the coins in Panama are minted in the USA. I have found 2 or 3 Panama half dollars in my coin roll hunts, and the reason they fall in there is because they're the same size and shape as the US half dollar, so sometimes they get mixed in. I found 2 or 3 of them so far, coin roll hunting halves. But if you look at a lot of your Caribbean, however you want to say it, countries, all their money is the same size as our money, interchangeable wise, size wise. Like a Bohemian quarter is the same size as a U.S. quarter. Bohemian dime, Bohemian nickel, they're all the same size. And like you say, Bill, I'm not sure if we're minting them or not, but they all use the same size and same monetary system that we do here, all through the Caribbean and islands area.
Yeah, so chances are we're making them, because I know coins from other countries that mint their own are always different sizes from ours and different material and everything.
Oh, that's awesome, Finders Keepers.
Yep.
Zach and I would agree with that assessment. John says we can interchange U.S. and Panama coins in vending machines. Well, that's probably why they get stuck into the half dollars. Yes, our silver dollar, Finders Keepers is right. Our silver dollar is, the American silver dollar is based on the 8 real. That is absolutely correct. 403 Prospector, good evening. Welcome to the chat, sir. And then we got Particle Ken in here. Good evening, Ken.
We got
Nice
Particle Ken in here. Yes, we do. Hi, Ken.
Particle Ken's in.
403 Prospector. Wow.
Yep, people are saying hello to 403. Welcome to the chat.
Yep, welcome. Thank you for being here. We are we're at 27 people right now.
There we go.
But
Rose Reaper Don's here. Good evening, Don.
Mary's here. Autism Mary.
Uh-oh. Let the Let the sarcastic and snide marks begin.
No, not from Mary.
Good evening, Miss Mary. She's fast, Bill. She gets some zingers out.
My bad idea. Oh, is Jason still in here? I hope so.
Bad idea, laugh. Hello, my elderly friends. Yeah, screw you too.
I'm not elderly. I'm ancient. There's a difference.
Yeah, Bill's way past elderly, okay?
Yeah, I passed that long time ago.
Ah, finders keepers. Bill, I got to break it out now that he asked me.
Oh, Gary's asking Rob, how far are you from Daytona?
Other side of the state. That's a 3.5 hour drive for me. Yeah, when I went over there to see Shane, Shane was saying just south of Daytona by Cocoa Beach, and but yeah, it's a 3.5 hour drive for me, Daytona.
And Particle Ken says he's here for the sarcastic comments. Jim Steele says, "Hell, I'm ancient." Yeah, we know that, Jim.
Bill, can you give me the screen a sec?
Yes, I will if I can remember how to do it. No, that's not what I want to do. Where the hell's the solo light? There it is. Keep forgetting that. Come on, there we go.
Finders, there's my best find
Oh, yeah.
I've ever found and I'll probably ever find. That is
Yep. Hi, Marty.
that is a 1906 Freemasons medallion that his lodge gave him when he became the Master Mason. It's addressed to him on the back.
Hi, Deej.
It reads the Marble Lodge number 702 F&AM, which is free and accepted Masons, Tuckahoe, New York, to worshipful brother Samuel Benny, Master Mason, 1906. And right here on the bottom, it says solid gold.
Yep.
And it's about.
I remember when you dug that, Rob.
Yep. That's going to be the best find I ever find in my life. Solid gold.
Jason's still in the house.
The only way I'll ever beat this is if I find an 1800s gold. That's going to be the only way I can ever.
Mary says you'll never find anything good if you keep stripping on the curb.
I find lots of good stuff stripping on the curb.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely, Ken. I'm here for the sarcastic comments. Absolutely, Ken.
Oh.
Yep, that's about right, Tom. About 3.5 hours, depending on how fast I can drive over there. Yeah, Jim may be older than Bill.
He is. Jim's a year or two older than me. I'm 2 days older than Dirt. He's 3.
Ooh, Miss Deej, where are you going? Jim says, I remember when Moses was a kid. Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Deej. Yeah, this is gonna be the most incredible thing I've ever. And here's what's Dalton confided in me later. This was Dalton's permission on a 1907 property, and he had hunted it once, and he didn't swing over this. So he confessed to me later. I was really upset you found this, Rob, because I missed it the first time I did the yard. But yet, when he found his gold coin in the old park that we were in, where the Rough Riders had camped out, Troy had went over that signal, and it sounded like a zinc penny, and Troy didn't dig it, and Dalton dug it, and it was a $5 gold piece. So Troy was upset about that. So, and then, so we've all got a piece that's upset us missing. And like I say, Jeremy, I didn't dig the gold class ring that Jeremy found. So we've all got a signal that we either missed or didn't dig that we regretted. Now, for the people that wonder, we showed this to the homeowner. We did show it to the homeowner. She told us that's the guy that owned this house 70 years ago. She was in her mid 70s. And she said, I was a little girl, 6 or 8 years old when he owned this house. He was old then. And she says, we used to come over here and pick oranges off his tree. So he passed away years ago. So, guys, I had Ken from Adventures in Dirt. Ken belongs to the genealogy website. I forget the name of it, but he belongs to that genealogy site where you can look anybody up. And Ken from Adventures in Dirt, he traced this guy all the way back to England. Okay,
Wow.
and he has no surviving relatives. He was married twice. Neither wife had kids. Both wives died, and he could find no living relative. The lodge that he belonged to is no longer around. It's been absorbed by another lodge. So there was literally nobody that I could return this to. I've had a lot of people saying, well, you should be sending that back. Well, I have nobody to send this back to. Okay.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have nobody to send it back to. But she thought it was a phenomenal find. She didn't ask for it. She says it's not related to me. So I just bought the property from the guy. But the town we found this in, she says the entire town was founded to be a retirement home for Masons from up north. So,
Hi, Gourmet. Hi, Rusted Pioneer. Gray baby. Easy, buddy. But yeah, I mean, I've seen people bitching at detectors. They don't know nothing. They go, you should return all that gold and silver. Well, if you can't find a name, how do you return stuff? You know, they don't get it. You know.
Mary, I already finished it, girl. I didn't have much left, but I finished my jar of peanut butter. Bill, I have this little teller up at the Wells Fargo that I flirt with. She gets me a lot of my coins and bills that she saves for me. So I'm always up there flirting with her, and I'm always showing her my silver and gold, my rings and jewelry. And I brought up like 15 pieces of jewelry that I'd gotten over Clearwater Beach like over 6 weeks. And she was looking for them, and one of the older tellers came over, a lady that's always in a nasty mood, and she goes, well, why aren't you returning all those? I don't know why you think you're so happy keeping all those. People lost those. You should be returning them. And I go, well, exactly who am I supposed to return these to? And she looked at me and she's like, what do you mean? I go, do I just walk up to people and hand them rings? I go, ma'am, for these expensive rings, I said the non-nice rings, I'm not going to try and find somebody for a $10 copper ring. I said, but this wedding band that's inscribed, I put this on Facebook for 60 days, or excuse me, Craigslist for 60 days with the inscription. All you had to do is just show me a picture or your marriage certificate of the same day, and I'd happy return this. I said, rings that I find in a park or something like that, I put them on Craigslist. I advertise them. Men's silver wedding band found in a park in Tampa. If you can identify the ring in the park you lost it at, I'll be glad to return this. So, ma'am, I advertise every, precious jewelry item that I find. I try and advertise back. I said, I call my club president on every gold or silver ring I find and say, hey, did anybody call ring finders today? Nope, that's yours to keep. If they don't report it missing, folks, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. They don't understand that. So, Hey, I just got notified I'm alive. That's nice.
Greg says he's right in between Bill and Jim for age. Good evening.
That's
Rusted Pioneering. Good evening.
That still makes you old. You see what John said? He goes, for
Mary,
seniors, it turns into dog years.
Mary, I love my laugh.
Quit poking me in the back. But,
Gourmet's here. Good evening, Gourmet Barnaby. Good evening. Wow, Bill. 32 watching. Bill, we're actually going up in numbers. This is awesome.
yeah, I know. That reminds me. Adventures
Saw a
in
video
Mexico.
today from
Lisa,
Canada.
I'm oldie old. I bet you're not that old,
Thank
Lisa.
you. Gourmet, that's a brilliant idea. That's a great idea, Gourmet. The guy has a strategy being the first in the morning after a big outside event to go metal detect and get all the loose change and rings. Smart move. Very smart move. That's why, guys, I go to Clearwater Beach between 7 and 9 p.m. at night, guys, either around sunset or after sunset, because the Nighthawk guys, they get there at 3 or 4 in the morning and they hunt till about dawn. And then the dawn guys get there at 6 or 7 in the morning and they're doing a thing. So I get there that evening at 8:30. Everybody's gone off the beach, and I'm the first guy checking that beach for everybody that was on that beach today. And I believe that's why I do very well. Yeah, I think it pays to be first on a beach.
Oh, and Lisa, I'm not saying that Greg, Jim, and I are old, but our first cars had stone wheels, and you had to run them with your feet.
Bad idea, Lab. Absolutely. That's probably one of my most that is my most respectful find. Absolutely.
Mine was John, or BC Jason. Mine was chiseled in stone. Both of them.
Yeah, Zaxxon. My dad was a moose lodge, and same thing. Elks Lodge, Moose Lodge. Yeah, just let the beer flow. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Diana. I know you can get those Simplex for $199 and the Xterra Pro for $2. That's a regular price for everybody. But I found the Xterra for $249, and I found the Simplex for $179, $20 cheaper.
Hey, Bill, 403 Prospector says he needs to get on the metal detecting. He says, any thoughts on the Bounty Hunter 4 tracker? That's what I've got.
Nope.
Is
He's
that a
got
good
the
starter?
Tracker 4.
Is that a decent starter machine?
Yeah, it's a good starter machine. Real good. No, anything 6 inches,
Okay, I'm
7
sorry.
inches
Yep,
down will find. So,
Finders Keepers is telling him the same thing. Yep.
yeah, good machine.
Gary says John's Pass, a huge wedding band, was lost recently. Yeah, John's Pass is only about 10 miles south of Clearwater Beach.
No, he's older than that, Mary.
Lisa says I'm oldie old.
Oh, okay. Oh, then I told her that Jim and Greg and I were older than that because our cars had stone wheels. Yeah, John at Finders Keepers. I miss the 100 GT's deals too. He had some great deals. He just couldn't advertise them.
Yeah, Bad Idea Lab says we always try to walk the high road, but we always have someone to complain about us. Again, tonight, for those that weren't here when I first came on, Bill's at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Guys, I was, Tuesday night's my trivia night. We were in second place on round 9, and when he read out the answers, I realized he gave us credit for a 4-point answer that we got wrong, and he had a trainee with him, and the trainee missed it. So I went up and told the DJ, I said, Ed, we didn't get this one right. He goes, yep, you're right, we missed that one. So he took the 4 points off my score. Well, the next round, we got a full 15, but so did a lot of other people. And then when the bonus round came, we got all the questions right in the bonus round, but so did a lot of other teams. But because we lost those 4 points, we went from second place to fourth place, and they only pay money for the first 3 places. So by being honest, we lost second place, but that's the way I am. I'm going to let them know. I don't want to be dishonest about it. Well, the DJ Ed, who we've known for years, he's a good guy. He went and asked the sports bar owner, listen, I had a team tonight that should have finished second, but we screwed up their score. And he went and got us a $10 gift card from the restaurant because we were so honest. And that made me feel really, really good. And that was a really nice thing for Ed to do. So,
No, Gary, I'm not monetized yet. I'm like a couple hundred hours short of being monetized.
Finder says, best time to go detecting is during a wildfire. I've never seen anyone there.
I'm still working on it. I'm going to put up bat and bird cams.
Miss Lisa
Well,
says
thanks,
she's
Gary,
an old soul, Bill.
they got a new thing going, Gary. If you don't leave a comment on those playlists, you get the hours. Then a couple days later, they take it away again. Because,
if you just run them, Bill.
yeah, if you just run them, you got to leave a comment and a thumbs up on each one, or it's got to be more than 3 words, or they just remove the hours. Because I had Marty, Nuts About Digging, and Melly Man play my playlist. I got a ton of hours. It's like 50 hours the next day, and 2 days later they took it away again because they just ran the playlist.
Greg, a 25 California Chauffeurs badge is awesome. Dalton and Troy have both found chauffeur badges here in Florida. I have not found a chauffeur badge yet, and I really, really want. That's another thing on my bucket list is find a chauffeur's badge.
Did you see I'm Zach's son? He prefers to lie, cheat, and steal. He fits in well as an auto mechanic. Hey, Tom Riley, did you hear that?
BC Treasure Trails has got it right. Old age is when you don't recognize either the host or the musical guest on Saturday Night Live, and that's happening more and more.
Bill was so old the Dead Sea was just getting sick. Thanks, Jason.
You guys have got to save some of these for Saturday night.
Yeah. I'm going to start doing that. I'm Zach's son. I've got a outdoor security cam. I'm putting a SD card in. I'm going to let it run and film bats all night and hummingbirds during the day, and just let that play as a premiere and let people comment. I just got to get it set up.
Oh, Zaxxon, I never thought about that.
Why can't you see Deej? Okay, Gary, are you in top comment or live? Deej doesn't comment that often, so she won't show up in top comments.
Oh, here we go again with people not being able. I still can't see Ohio River history, Bill. And I went on YouTube and I figured out how to find my blocked people on the StreamYard app. And I went there and I went and followed all the steps that this video told me to do, and I found it, clicked on it, and my blocked people on StreamYard is empty. So he's not blocked on my YouTube page, and he's not blocked on my StreamYard page, but yet Charlie and I can't see him during the stream. It's just bizarro.
Like Alice said, she started going through playlists, commenting on each one. Then I run the list through the night. Seems to be working. Cool.
There you go, Zaxxon. Yes, you did. Oh, Gary sees her now. Good.
Yeah, Zaxxon with the tinfoil hat. That was classic.
It was great.
It was.
Oh, you know what? Since Zaxxon's here, I'm going to ask Zaxxon a question. Buddy, I guess your daughters had some friends over the night because you had looked like teenage or preteen girls, tweens, whatever, running back and forth through your stream. Have they all seen the Barbie movie? And as an old fat white guy, I just don't understand how this Barbie movie is such a freaking phenomenon. I just don't get it. First off, your male and female leads are both over 40 years old. And I can't remember the name of the actress, but I find her extremely attractive. She was the one that played DiCaprio's wife in The Wolf of Wall Street, and she was freaking smoking hot in that movie. And she's very attractive in the Barbie movie, but she's not 23 or 25. You could tell that in the movie. And then you've got, what's his name, playing Ken, and he's like 42 years old. And I just don't understand why they took two people that much older to do Barbie and Ken. But yet this movie has done hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office, and I don't get it. So I was just wondering if Zaxxon's daughters and their friends went and saw it, and if they're just gaga about it too.
Margot Robbie. That's her.
Margot Robbie. Yeah. I mean, she's a babe and a half, but I still think she's too old to play Barbie. Oh, because Barbie and Ken are growing up. So that's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand it's not for kids, actually. It's more of an adult movie.
Well, Mary, that's sadly true, Mary. Even though you're being a smart ass, that is sadly true, Mary. And she's going to link in and she'll explain it. Okay. Mary, I look at these kids coming out of college that get drafted in the NFL in the first round for quarterback, and they're out there playing, and I swear to God, they don't even look old enough to shave.
Oh, Jason. Alicia, I have old orthopedic magazines if you want them, but all of them are back issues. Oh,
No, I have not yet, Greg. That's on my list to see, and I want to go see the Oppenheimer movie. Me and my buddy. There's the man.
there
No,
is
yeah.
exactly.
I brought her out here to ask her what the thing was on it, but it would be easier to just explain it in the eyes of a 16-year-old. So she'll talk and explain what the thing about
All right,
Barbie.
because I
Okay.
want to hear this.
Okay, so it's like the Barbie world is called like the dream world, kind of dreamland, and then they have the reality. So it's like they're two different. Dad, stop. They're like two different, but like they're the same. So the Barbies, they're in the like box, like how they sell them in, but the original Barbie was made to like empower women and get them equality against men. But then the real world didn't like that, so they sent Barbie and like all the other different variations of Barbie to Barbie Land, which is pretty much rainbows and sunshine like all the time, every day. But then the original Barbie, she had like a malfunction, but she only had a malfunction because her like player, Dad, stop. Like her player in the real world, like her human in the real world was having bad thoughts, and so she started having bad thoughts and wasn't the representation of Barbie because she's I don't know the word, but she's supposed to be like the perfect Barbie that everyone.
So was she like an avatar Barbie?
Well, like when you think of Barbie, that's what she is. Like she's the like perfect role model of Barbie. But then her
Okay.
player in the real world has like negative thoughts, and so she starts having negative thoughts. And so she goes to this Barbie called Crazy Barbie, who had those negative thoughts too, and like turned crazy. And she's like a lot crazy, and the Barbie world like kicked her out kind of. And so she went to the Crazy Barbie, and she was like, "I'm malfunctioning," and the Crazy Barbie was like, you need to go to the real world and find your player and like find out what's wrong and like kind of help them so that because if her player like starts to get happy again, she'll start getting happy again and she'll like fix herself. And then Ken tags along with her to the real world, and she finds out that the real world isn't like Barbie world, and that it's like this world, like women are not as empowered and not as equal as men. And so she's like really hurt by this, and she finds her player, and Ken like finds out about patriarchy, and so he decides to go back to Barbie Land and turn it into Ken Land. And so he starts making Barbie Land the rainbows and unicorns and sunshine. Stop looking at me like that. And turns it into a patriarchy where men rule everything and that women are like the slaves to the men. And so after Barbie, like after she cheers up her player, she goes back to the Barbie Land to basically like tell everybody what's happening and go fix the real world. But when she gets there, Ken's there with his patriarchy, and so she like got really depressed and like couldn't do it anymore, and so she just like kind of didn't do anything. But the creators of her, like the creators of like all the Barbies themselves, they found her, and she's not supposed to be in the real world, so they chased her back to Barbie Land, and basically like Barbie meets her creator, like her original creator at the end, and that's just, it's like a fever dream, pretty much.
And
Wow.
that's why Grandma took them.
So this was a pretty involved adult type movie.
Yeah, it had a lot of lessons.
And how old are you?
How old am I? I'm 16.
Okay, so now I know why this. Okay,
That was the impression that's left on a teenage mind. You started it, Rob. I just pulled the chain.
Can I go now?
Yeah, you can go.
thank you.
He said thank you. He said thank you. Yeah, I don't understand what they got going on their movies now.
I mean, it's literally been a worldwide phenomenon, and it's just like I say, as an old fat white guy, I'm just not getting this.
Well, Pat wants to know if Barbie really uses Progressive insurance. I don't know, Pat.
Hey,
Yeah,
good evening. Good evening, Sunfish for Fish. Good evening.
it's one of those things. It's all hype. They're doing anything they can to try and get people back in the theaters because the movie theater is dying.
Well,
Yeah.
this movie did it because I mean these kids are doing cosplay like they're going to a comic book convention. They're going there in outfits, you know, and
Yeah, but with the advent of the internet and everything like it, the the people with the money, middle-aged, middle class people looking to go out and do something aren't doing it anymore. So it's like your movie theaters are just filled with the ultra young, and they're just trying to generate interest back in it. But Barbie is, it's a lifelong dream for a lot of people. But some of the cosplay Barbies, I've seen some of them.
wow. See, 403 Prospector, my 24-year-old son asked me to go watch Barbie with him. See, and that's it. There's young men in those theaters too, and I'm just trying to wrap my old guy head around it. I really am.
Oh no, I can completely understand why a young man would go.
Oh yeah, no, Greg, that's not going to happen, Greg. And if it happens, it'll be in the comfort of my own home on Amazon Prime, where I don't have to tell anybody I watched it. But I'm sure as hell not going to be spending money in the theater to go see it. But I do want to go this weekend, and I do want to go see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I want to see the Oppenheimer one, but I'll wait for it to come out.
See, Alicia says the same thing. She watched the movie with her mom, her sister, and her niece, and it's doing the whole cross age thing.
Good. It gets people out. It gets people off of doing exactly what we're doing, gets them out and they get to enjoy it. I mean, when was the last time you heard about some box office storm like that and you had 2 in one weekend?
There's Mr. Park Rat Pat. I know. And they did. They were basically calling it the Barbieheimer.
Yeah, Barbieheimer.
I mean, literally, 2 studios are not supposed to release 2 tentpole movies on the same weekend, and yet both of them have just done phenomenally well.
Here's an interesting fact for you. I watched this guy called Radioactive Drew, and basically takes Geiger counters around and measures radioactivity and things, and things you can get in thrift stores and all that. It's pretty interesting. Real short videos, 15, 20-minute videos. Twice now, he has gotten to ground zero of the Trinity test site. It is open twice per year, once in the fall and once in the winter. He's gone to ground zero with his little Geiger counters and all that, and done all that. So that's actually a place that you can visit, is ground zero, where the first bomb went off. Yep,
it's a tourist attraction, and this year they literally had to close it because there were so many people that were there to see it because of the movie that they had to limit the amount of people that could go there. But like you say, it's only open twice a year.
Yeah, I caught it on him before that happened.
But I mean, I've watched like the 5 or 6 minute trailer for it. It just looks freaking phenomenal.
It looks like a decent actor.
Oh, I'm a huge Matt Damon fan, so I don't know how big his role is in it, but I'm a huge Matt Damon fan.
I don't know.
Yep. Ken says Ken makes a good point. You got the actor strike right now, so are we going to, these might be the 2 biggest movies out until they start making movies or TV shows again. Oh,
Well,
Gary says we just saw Oppenheimer and it was great, fantastic.
It's the actors and the writers, and what they have to fear, or what they have to fear from their strike, is they have to understand that they're replaceable. And they don't even need an extra person to replace them now. They can just program a replacement.
And somebody here just mentioned G.I. Joe with the Barbies. I still have, somewhere packed away, I still have all my G.I. Joes and both my Foot Lockers. I should probably put them together, and me and Denise could probably take a really nice cruise with what they're worth.
Yeah, my mom used to collect Donald Duck, and I mean, we're talking 70s, 80s. She has several chests full of Disney Donald Duck from the time she was a kid up until 80s into 90s. And I haven't worked on those. I haven't done anything to those.
Yeah, and Greg says I played with Gumby and Pokey. I still have my original green Gumby and orange Pokey figurines from the late '60s. I still have them somewhere put away, probably with my GI Joes. But I had a Gumby and a Pokey.
Yeah, we
Spent hours playing with those.
used to always want Gumbies. We destroyed them.
I had old Donald Duck and Scrooge comic books all the way back to the first issues, stored at my mom's. One day I went down again. She goes, I sold those. I went, what? She freaking sold them out from under me.
Gary, have a good night. Hey, if I had every baseball card that I stuck in the spokes of my bicycle with a clothespin, I'd be a rich man right now.
Oh no, you guys don't even know when right when COVID happened, my mom's boyfriend passed away. Not from COVID,
Even
but
Ram.
natural causes. He was a sports collector his entire life, to pay for his retirement. But just like many collectors, he never pays for anything. So the beginning of COVID, while I was locked down, I became a power seller on eBay for sports cards, mainly basketball. That's what he had, so that's what I knew. But when COVID took off, I just looked up some of the highest value cards I had the other day. They were the LeBron James draft pick where he's holding his jersey up. I had 3 of those. That when in their prime, in the absolute prime, they were selling for $1,500 or $2,000 a piece. They're going for $300 now. I sold 3 of them and I got better than what they're going for now, but I didn't get prime price.
I'm
There.
Art Detective.
The same thing when I had my video store at the flea market, the booth across from us, and now when I say booth, we had permanent stores in an inside building. And the store that was catty corner to me was a huge NASCAR store. It was one of the biggest stores in the flea market. And when Earnhardt died, that next weekend he sold out of every single piece of Earnhardt merchandise. But 6 months later, it was worth about a quarter of what everybody paid for it during that, because everybody had to have it the day after he died.
Same thing with the Kobe stuff. Kobe right at the beginning of 2020. He died, and everything I had of his just went very, very well.
Yeah, you can't be married to it. You got to sell it when the iron is hot.
Yeah, I did it for COVID, just for her, trying to help liquidate. I still got over 50,000 cards. I just got tired of doing it. But the card market really took off during COVID, and then it crashed back down. But if you had some of them, I sold a couple of 70s baseball cards, basketball cards. I forget who they were, real famous names. I had one of them that looked like it got beat up, ran over, crumpled up, thrown in the trash, and everything else you could imagine to it as a $500 card still. And that's what I got. It was the card world is crazy. And then I had to learn the card world selling. And once you start learning the card world, it's almost addictive, because I'd be talking to other people like, oh, I got thousands of them. I'm like, hey, you want to get rid of them? Not that I need more, but there's always those diamonds hiding in there once you learn what to look for.
Yeah, my sister and boyfriend here dropped me off a whole tub of baseball, football, and basketball cards, but it takes forever to find those diamonds in the thousands of cards.
What I would do.
Take care, Miss Maria.
Probably one out of a handful that big is worth something. What I would do is sort them out. If they weren't worth $5, I didn't bother, and I would just have to sit here. And I figured out my technique. It would take me about 2 minutes a card to figure out if it was worth any money, to where I put it in the trash box or the sell box. And I spent hours and hours and hours doing that. It was well worth it, but card markets are crazy. Any of your collectors markets.
Mm-hmm.
The actor strike, that's not going to end well for them.
I don't think it is either.
I understand their frustration, and I kind of understand the writers, but the ultra rich actors that are pretending like they support the little guys, or like they're helping the little guys, they don't really care. They're all just, it's all about money, and they just want their money for streaming in other countries. But that's not going to end well for them with with the way artificial intelligence is going, they're going
Yeah, I
to
mean, they need to make well, hopefully, just like anything else in life, that you can reach a compromise on, that both sides can live with it, these people can make a decent living. Like you said, it's not affecting the ultra rich, but
well, we need to get rid of the ultra rich actors. Show me actors that are really that good compared to their co-stars that are doing better. It's like this ridiculousness with Alec Baldwin. Personally, I don't even think he's a very good actor. I'm not a very big Baldwin fan anymore. His earlier movies were good, but his latest ones.
And I feel the same thing about football players. I'm sorry,
yeah.
but there's not a kid coming out of college that's worth $80 million. We're throwing a football.
And I'm not a fan of any organized sports, but their side effect of doing that is they have all these children dreaming that they're going to grow up and be this uber rich person by playing sports, and they dedicate their life to that particular skill, and they don't refine any others. One of my wife's aunt's husband is the best way I can put it, or cousin's stepdad or some garbage like that. I don't know, some strange relation like that. He was a professional football player for the 49ers in the 80s, and back when they didn't make much. He was just a lineman or something like that, nothing fancy. But he got hurt on the field, and they shit-canned him right away, threw him away. So he went to work at Home Depot, and he was working his way up, and he was some kind of management by then. And they called him back in 82, 2 years after he got injured. They gave him time to heal, fired him, gave him time to heal, and then called him up, hey, you want to come back and play? And he says, I thought about it. And, I was doing good in my career, and I said no. No. They don't care.
Denise has a client whose husband's a former major league pitcher, but he only pitched for one season for Kansas City, and he has a day job now.
Yeah, but to get over rich in sports is it's possible, but it's not likely, and it's very difficult. And they're overpaid.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. Sergeant Pepper's trading cards. He said Peppers. I didn't know what he meant. He talked about, but the Beatles cards. Yes, the Beatles did have trading cards.
Well, Beatles cards probably go for a lot.
Bill, he just looks a little different without his tinfoil hat.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not as relaxed either. This is after a day of work. I don't work weekends. I do a lot of work here or whatever I want to do here, but on the weekends I'm more revved up. On the weekdays I've been out in 100+ working on cars all day. Takes a little bit of your motivation away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't answer that, Diana.
Yeah, don't.
Well, you can, but we might not be able to print it.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't take it back. Jim Still might just fly you out.
Good answer, Diana.
Great answer.
Well, here I'm gonna go Team Jim here. Well, Diana, between you and Jim, you guys could both have a chance to lose in the race. I mean, two losers are better than one.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get a second cup of coffee on that. Oh.
So take a look at these. Take a look at these. Somebody sent me today. Nothing special. A couple of 1 gram gold pieces. I don't know about this one yet. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Hi, Bill. That was Wild West. That's funny.
I don't think it's old. It's got.
Yeah.
Look up the site and send it. See it, but that one I got it. They gave me a couple of copper rounds or whatever. No value, just neat to look at. This one right here, though, I need to look up a little better too. It's a dead man's hand poker chip coin thing.
Yeah.
It's only copper, so it's not super valuable. If it's
Yeah, I
a good
remember
copper.
when I was in high school, I went over to this guy's house and they're into baseball cards, and his dad pulled out a set from the 1870s. I didn't even know they went back that far.
I found that's pretty far. I found I forget what they called. I think they were called tops, super tops. They're
Mhm.
they're a little bit thinner than a regular baseball card, but about 75% taller, real tall and skinny. I thought those were going to be neat and worth a little bit, but they took the top players. You know, eBay. They bought the top
Yeah.
players out of me, and the rest of them they just didn't want. You know, Lewis Cinder. They bought all those guys out of me, but the rest of them they just didn't really want.
What got me is trading cards originally came in chewing tobacco.
Yeah. Later fourther, yeah, the chewing tobacco. Some of those did pretty good. A lot of your stuff that came in the foods or tobaccos or things like that did really good because nobody saved them.
Yeah,
You know, when
they threw 'em
in the 80s when trading cards took off, you know, when people started buying trading cards, everybody started collecting their trading cards and collecting them well, to where they would take them, store them, you know, unopened packages, things like that. They would start
Yeah.
collecting them well, and so the value on everything like that just went into the toilet because everybody has 50,000 of them hidden away in the shed, never been opened, and you
Yeah.
know your tobacco cards, your cereal can cards, things like that. Those ones were worth some real money because usually those went straight to the kids who destroyed them.
Yeah. Well, that's like World War II collectibles. The bottom fell out of that in the early 2000s because a lot of those guys were dying off. They kept their
Yeah.
collections. When they passed them on to their kids sold them. Well, I got a
Yeah.
P38 that's in 30 caliber Luger instead of 9mm my dad gave me. So I went to check value. The first time was 1800. Then after everybody started dying off, it dropped down because they flooded the market with the Walters P38s and the Lugers. Right.
Have you checked again recently?
Yeah, and it's still down from what it originally was.
I was just in the local store the other day, you know, contemplating my next purchase, or if I even needed one. But you know how that goes; you're gonna buy one anyway. But so I was thinking, you know, nostalgic things. You get some cool things, which are gonna be like Henry Golden Boy, or you know, some kind of lever action. I don't really have any lever actions, and I made the comment about an M1 Garand. Never held one, never shot one, nothing like that. Oh, we got one. What? Comes over and hands it to me. Holy crap. I mean, they're good feeling in your hands, but to try and carry that thing all day long,
Yep.
that is
They're
heavy.
Yep.
I mentioned it to my boss when I got back because I went over and did that on lunch. I mentioned it to my boss when I got back, and he's like, yeah, he says that was the biggest disservice we ever did to our soldiers, to hand them that and expect them to give them that, you know, that's what you got to work with. Compared to what we have now, I mean, you pick up that Garand and then you pick up any modern semi-auto, and it's like a third of the weight.
Yep. Oh, that's why a lot of guys like them when carbine. It was 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds compared to 11 for the. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it because I got to get up early in the morning.
All right, Bill, we'll talk to you another day.
I'm actually going detecting tomorrow. I just got to figure out whether I'm going to the beach or the dirt.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going down there while it's still cool in the morning.
Tough problem to have. Guys, thanks to everybody for being in here tonight. All
Thanks,
these wonderful people
Jackson. Thank you,
All right.
Rob.
Bye, everybody.
here.
Yep.
Post Saturday
Good
night.
night, everybody. Thank you all for
Charlie
being
Street.
here. Have a wonderful night.